Hello, friends and neighbors from around the world. My name's Sid High, and I have some big news today. At least big for me. I hope you stick with me till the end on this because it's going to sound a little ridiculous, maybe absurd at first, and I don't want you to take any offense to it because I mean this in total respect. But I have decided to start a new religion. I am calling it the Church of High Thoughts. Now, it has nothing to do with getting high, substance wise, or anything like that. My last name is High, so that's why I did that. So, let me tell you a little about it, and please stick with me. Like I say, I'm going to get the ball rolling here and tell you a little about the background of it. So, all my life, I've been fascinated by the life force. I don't refer to it as the spirit or soul, as many religions believe only humans have a soul or spirit. And I was taught this as a child, but I found it very hard to believe. So when I say life force, I mean the smallest living thing to the largest. But the soul or spirit was the one part of the life force that fascinated me the most because as a child, multiple times a week, I would hear sermons about what was going to happen to my soul after I died. There were two options, heaven and hell. I didn't like either option. I sure didn't want to go to hell, but I didn't want to spend eternity singing songs of praise to a God that had done the things that the Bible said that he had done. So I continued to read and look for answers on what happens to you after you die. So now in my retirement, I have decided to pursue a concept I had when I was very young. What would happen if you looked at world religions for the insight that each brings for leading a better life and therefore perhaps a better afterlife? I hope that you will join me on my journey, and that is why I am founding the Church of High Thoughts. Because unfortunately, the fact remains that no one and no religion knows what happens to you after you die. There are lots of beliefs out there, but no actual proof of what happens to you after you die. So if somebody tells you they know without proof, they're lying. And many religions use the fear of what happens to your soul after you die to control and manipulate their followers. There is so much to cover on this topic, I will discuss it more in later sermons. So, after my examination of multiple religions, here's a list of the positive things that I have found that they have in common. Love and compassion, helping the poor, forgiveness, promoting peace and reconciliation, humility and service to others, mercy, justice and fairness, respect and kindness, gratitude, charity and generosity, truthfulness. Boy, truthfulness, there's a biggie. We'll get more into that later. They all need work, but that's a biggie right there. So I will now refer to these as the commonalities. It seems that most people, no matter which religion they belong to, would agree on the meaning of the words on this list. But another thing that close to all religions have in common, but they don't agree on, is what happens to you after you die. I'm going to discuss the different beliefs of some religions in future sermons because they deserve more time than I can give them today. I feel that it's important, though, to have some understanding of as many other religions as possible because depending on which religion that you belong to, or that if you have no religion, you may think some of the other beliefs are strange and unbelievable, while others may find yours strange and unbelievable. It is an important point, again, that despite these different beliefs, there is still the commonalities. I'm not being iconoclastic about this. I don't oppose other beliefs and traditions, even though I might not believe them myself. I see that accepted beliefs and traditions are an extremely valuable part of having a community and a civil society. And it appears to me that as long as your belief follows the commonalities, it doesn't matter which belief you choose. And most people don't choose their religion. They're born into it. Fortunately, in many countries, you can change your religion if you so choose. But in some countries, you can't change or even speak out about religion without severe consequences from the government or the church or both. It may seem hard to believe, but many religions require their members to believe their belief is the absolute truth with all their heart and soul, so much so that anyone they meet that doesn't believe as they do is shunned, excommunicated, or killed. It is important to point out that just because you believe something, that doesn't make it true. It has been my observation that when someone believes that their beliefs are the total truth, they are much easier to be deceived. And many religions rely on this to keep their members in line. And how could these religions, with so many positive things in common, be at such odds with one another that they would kill someone that doesn't believe as they do, or if they had the chance, which goes against the commonalities of their own religion? There's so much to cover in this topic that I will discuss this more in depth in future sermons. The Church of High Thoughts, just as other religions, will reflect on the commonalities for moral and ethical standards. So, what would be the summation of beliefs that would give hope for the destiny of your spirit, but also the most beneficial to not only humans, but all life forms? In looking at the positive aspects of religions, the commonalities, I would sum it up as follows. Doing good things in this life leads to better things in the afterlife. This will be the defining belief for the Church of High Thoughts. Thank you so much for listening. Please join us no matter your belief, because together we can make a positive impact on the future. I really, really hope that people will embrace the concept that I'm promoting here. I'm not asking you to join the Church of High Thought. I'm not asking you to send money. I'm asking you to think about the commonalities as they apply to your own beliefs and religion, and maybe try and hold others accountable for not following the commonalities. Because I feel like that is mainly where our difficulty lies. It's much bigger than that. As I said, I'm going to cover this in lots of other sermons. But again, thank you. If you made it till the end, I appreciate it. And I hope you will watch the next video. And I hope you find it entertaining and have a great day. Thank you.